Hi, Beth Strathman here with another practical technique for wiser leadership. Today I'm going to talk about I've been asked this many times, how to document a verbal warning. Okay, so a lot of times what I've seen, and this is from my HR background, people want to make just a employee counseling session, some companies call it, or a verbal warning. They want to turn it into this formal piece of paper. And I often say, well, no, it was just a conversation. You're not going to create a formal piece of paper off of that. But you can document it in a way that just helps to refresh your memory down the road. And the way you can do that is after you have a conversation with an employee, maybe who has a conduct or a performance issue, and you want to make sure that you're both on the same page even after you walk out of that conversation. Send them an email that summarizes what happened during your meeting. Now, in the old days, before email, we used to issue what was called memoranda of understanding. But now, a simple email does the trick. So in your email, you just state, thank you for meeting with me today about whatever the topic was. And then just say, per our discussion, this is what you've agreed to do going forward, and this is the kind of support I'm going to give you, or whatever the agreements were at the end of the conversation. Then when you send the email, you've automatically got a record of it in your outgoing email box. And you can also copy yourself and print it out, or save it in an email folder or any other digital folder you might have on your computer that's appropriate. You can also print out a hard copy and put it in a hard copy file. But that way it's dated, the agreement is there, and also in the email I forgot to mention, what you can also put in there is, if you think I've misstated anything or I've forgotten anything, please let me know so we can both make sure we're on the same page. So you're giving them the opportunity in the email that you write to come back and correct things that maybe you wrote in the email that they don't think is quite exactly what the issue was or what they agreed to do, etc., going forward. So it's just a handy way to, maybe not a formal documentation, but at this point all you really need is something that helps to jog your memory on down the road if you ever need to revisit that issue or again with that employee. Now, the same technique works if you're working on something with a colleague and you want to make sure you're both on the same page as far as areas in both of your, or responsibilities in both of your areas. So use this technique as well with them. So either way, you've got an understanding and you've got something to refer back to in the future, and you can pinpoint the approximate date when you had your meeting because of the date in your email. So if you want another tool for making sure that there's better understanding in the conversations that you have with your direct reports or your colleagues, check out my How to Confront Without Being Confrontational game plan. It's a tool, if you click below you'll find it, that you can use to make sure that the hard conversations that you have you'll come out of those with greater clarity, accountability, trust, and respect. Thanks.